Major developments tonight in the baby Kate trial as we hear for the first time from Sean Phillips himself. His words to investigators the day they started looking for his 5-month-old daughter. And Google taking center stage as well as investigators probe Sean Phillips' computer and the research that he'd been doing about getting rid of baby Kate. 24-hour News 8's Leon Hendricks has been covering this case for months now. He's live for us outside the Mason County Courthouse. Leon?
Sue, good evening to you. Pressed for answers about where baby Catherine Phillips is, Sean Phillips said he didn't know anything in that interview on the day she went missing. And he remained calm and collected even when pressed about where she is and accused of taking her. At times he did cross his arms, but otherwise his composure is what you see in the video. Even under intense interrogation, the interview was taken and recorded after Phillips came home and learned that the authorities were looking for him. When they showed up at his house, they patted Phillips down and found in his pocket the last outfit that baby Catherine Phillips was believed to be wearing. Phillips described the day that Catherine went missing as a day of intense argument and disagreement between him and Ariel Cortland, the baby's mother. He said they had driven to Grand Rapids, where he claims Ariel says they were going to give Kate up for adoption. Then he says they went to a hospital, then back to Ariel's apartment. He says there were a few back and forths, didn't really remember all the details of that, but at the end of it all, he insists that Ariel left his vehicle with baby Kate in hand. Here's some of that interview edited. We put on some the text so you can understand what Sean is saying.
Do you know where Catherine is at?
Usually, she's been, Ariel's been known to play strange games like this, or more not like this. This is by far one of the same things I've ever done.
You know how Catherine's clothes that she was wearing this morning got in your pocket, okay? Catherine's seat is in your car. Her baby diaper is in your car. Her bottle is in your car. Okay? All those things are in your car, in your possession. Okay? It is not looking good for you. And then when you dropped them off the last time, you got Ariel off. She took Catherine with her?
Yes.
That interview lasted for quite some time, several hours in fact. Now earlier this morning we heard from a Michigan State police officer who analyzed Sean Phillips' computer. He also made some major revelations in court that someone on Sean Phillips' computer had researched adoption laws in New Mexico. And one search, the terms were, can a father relinquish his rights in New Mexico to avoid paying child support? Among other search terms included name change and fake adoption paperwork. Now, it is important to note here that they did search Ariel Cortland's computer as well. They did also find some Google searches about adoption, nothing as extensive as they found on Sean Phillips' computer. Another major thing they found on the computer, back reference to last Friday, that note they found on Sean Phillips' jail uniform. It talked about that parentprofiles.com. Well, they found on his computer that he'd been to that website, actually had researched specifically 2 families. Authorities ended up talking with those families over on the east side of the state, and there was no evidence that they had ever had any contact with Sean Phillips and no sign of baby Kate. The case picks back up tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. Reporting live in Ludington, Leon Hendricks, 24-hour News 8.
Leon, thank you. We will be in court tomorrow as testimony continues. The prosecution could still have Sean Phillips' parents testify. And once the defense gets its turn, we could see Sean Phillips himself on the stand. You can track this trial tweet by going to woodtv.com and clicking on the baby Kate trial link in that upper right-hand corner of the homepage.